Of the Mueller probe. I think it is a politicized probe, period. Mueller removes an agent after he was found to have sent anti-Trump texts. Joining us now, Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz. He's on the Judiciary Committee. What do you make of this? I mean, that was I think it's a politicized investigation. What say you?
Well, you're absolutely right, Stuart, and we continue to see more pockets of evidence that there is an anti-Trump bias at the FBI and that there's a pro-Hillary Clinton bias. We've got the text messages that are anti-Trump that resulted in this particular individual's dismissal, but we have to wonder why he was on this investigation in the first place. We also have to wonder why the current deputy director of the FBI sent emails during the Clinton investigation saying that Hillary Clinton was going to be treated special by a small team at headquarters and that her investigation wouldn't go through the normal investigative procedures. This is very troubling for the FBI. We'll have Christopher Wray before the Judiciary Committee this week, and we're going to have some tough questions about what we're going to do to clean house at the deep state and have a rule of law that the American people can trust and rely upon.
Okay, got it. Now, I want to move on to the tax cut deal. Some Democrats call it a class, they say it's class warfare. Watch this from Senator John Tester. Roll tape.
Take a look at this, folks. This is your government at work. Here's the bill as it's written. Here's the modifications that are in it. I can read one word. It's called add this language. Can you tell me what that word is?
Congressman Gaetz, the man has a point, I believe. What say you?
That's really funny.
Well, I am not going to defend the handwriting of members of the United States Senate. You know, some days it feels like I'm on a nursing home visit over there, but I will say that Democrats have an absolute doctorate degree in class warfare. We're fighting to cut taxes for all Americans. I think we'll still see changes to this tax bill during conference, but as you correctly pointed out in your last segment, we haven't even fully realized the total economic benefit of this tax cut until we implement it. But we're going to see consumer confidence rising, investor confidence rising, more capital in our markets, and ultimately delivering on the promises that we made to improve quality of life for the American people.
Now, it's going to a House-Senate Conference Committee to iron out the differences between the Senate and the House versions of tax cuts. Could you point to any change that you, sir, that you would like to see?
Well, I want a bill that we can pass, and I understand that in the House of Representatives, we're going to have some acceptable deductions for people for state and local property taxes. I think that's going to be important just for the math of getting to 218 votes in the House. That's not as much a consideration in the Senate because blue state members of the Senate are already voting against the bill. We've got a number of Republicans in blue states that want to vote for the bill, but they don't want any American to be able to say that a Republican Congress raised their taxes. So that'll be important. I think there are a few deductions we've still got to work on and get appropriate scoring for, and ultimately the key is going to be keeping the low corporate tax rate. That's really what's going to increase the job creation and lead to the wage growth that we never saw in the Obama economy.
Last one, Congressman. We hear on this program from many sources that the momentum is unstoppable. This thing is gonna happen. You in with that?
I am, and nothing focuses the mind quite like the sound of your own gallows being built. As Republicans, we know that if we don't pass this tax cut, we'll be out of the majority and we'll deserve it. That's why everyone is rowing in the same direction. We're all on the same team, and we're going to fight to deliver this legislative win for our president.
All right, Matt Gaetz, thanks for joining us, sir. A great privilege. Thanks very much for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Stuart.
Yes, sir. I want to get to